Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to take another look at the Retron 3 by Hyperkin. This is one of my buddies at work, his console and stuff. So I got the parts that I needed, and they are 220 microfarad, 25 volts, and I'm going to replace the burnt out capacitor inside the system. So let's open her up. Wire retention, I remember. Turn it a bit. Okay. So the area in question is right here, where I showed in my last video where the burnt out capacitor was. So I see 3 screws, one right here, here, and here. So that should be able to release it. So let's go ahead and take these screws out. Alright, so let's lift this board out of place. It's connected to a ribbon cable. The cable seems too short to lift up the whole thing. So what I might have to do is unscrew everything here. So it'll be easier for me to unscrew these LEDs here. So let's unscrew those. Okay, these are unscrewed. Should be able to lift this out of place just so it's, not enough, so there's enough room and the wire tension will be decreased because of that removal of the LEDs there. Okay, so since we can't really get at the board underneath here, well, I guess we can. Let's take out that capacitor. And if I shine my light, both of them are at 220 microfarad, 25 volts. So, you know what? Let's take them both out using the trusty Hako. So let's go ahead and take those out here. Okay. So these should just come right out. See if I can't lift them out. There's one, and here's the blown capacitor. If you can see it. Here it is, like completely blown right out. So I don't know if you can see that great, but it is blown right out. And it's a companion capacitor right here. It's not blown, but I figured, let's just change it out anyway. Okay, so let's grab a couple of replacement capacitors. Ordered a pack of 10. I usually order packs of 10 for just in case purposes. So here's one there, and here's the other. And on the PCB, I know you guys can't see this, but the white part on the board indicates the negatives, so let's go by that. Okay, that's one. And 2. They're a little bit bigger, but it'll still work. Let's bend the leads off to the side a little bit here. Oop. Alright, do I have something? Yeah, I do. I have my stud finder. I'll just wedge that underneath the Nintendo so I can solder those capacitors in place. Okay, I got my soldering iron. I'm just going to clean it with the Hocko sponge. And look for my solder. Here it is. Let's just prime my soldering iron. Okay, it's nice and primed. And let's solder these leads into place here. Let's go ahead and do this here. Let me use my EEPROM grabbers to hold it in place. That isn't working like how I thought. So let's actually take okay, so we're gonna have to take off this screw, 6 screws looks like, to get at the board real good. Let's get a text from someone. Let's put that screw aside. Looks like a Super Nintendo input. Let's put that screw aside. Sega Genesis input or a cartridge connector. Put that aside. This screw here and this screw here. Okay, and then there's 2 on the PCB, one right here. Put that down there. And the last one right here. So hopefully this will make it a little bit easier to get at the solder points that we need. Probably have to lift up that pin as well. Or that board. There's 2 screws. One right here where the black blobs are, which I imagine is the part of the board where the CPUs are emulated. Alright you guys, it looks like we're good to go, so let's trim off the leading edges on these capacitors here. Let's trim that. And remember, I like to keep these legs here. Leading edges, they're good for bridging stuff for whatever project you're working on. Alright, so let's flip this bad boy back around and reinstall them. Okay. And the 2 last screws are for the LED array. Magnetics. You love them, you hate them.
Okay, put a screw in there. You just join up the screw if you can see that. Magnetics. Last screw right here where the LED array is.
Okay guys, so here are the 2 new capacitors right here. If you can see that, you just point with the screwdriver right here and here. This is the heat sink for the voltage regulator. So let's go ahead and replace the cover. Back on. Make sure the RR window is in that slot. Alrighty, now we're gonna fasten this down and let's test it out, you guys.